white space.
Right. Oh, look, it just gave a notification that you are now live. I saw that. That was pretty cool. What's up? Yeah, we're not even gonna talk about Desmond either. I'm still waiting on that.
You know what? I don't. And look, he went in another direction, and he learned like a new skill. And now he got promoted in his job. I was like, ooh, he went from here to here, like just like that.
That's what's up. What? Hold on, wait a minute. Fuego is in. Is Snoopy Cliff Mello in the car with you? What's going on? Wait a minute.
But guess what? Guess what I'm in front of?
Home Depot.
Oh, I can't show you. Yeah, I'm right next to a Home Depot.
What you doing? You looking for Mello? Snoopy Cliff Mello, is you out
No,
there?
I had to be on the other side of town, so I'm in a parking lot over here waiting. So I couldn't. So I'd be out here on time.
Oh, look at you. Such commitment. I love it.
Producer.
Hey, Freeze in the building. Freeze in the building. Okay. That's what's up.
She ain't playing basketball tonight.
I think Mello might be he gonna be mad at you, Fuego. Like, wait, what?
How you gonna like, how you gonna go to the house?
I'm like, at least I know it's safe, huh?
Hey, the parking lot is always safe at Home Depot.
I don't know about on this side of town, but
shoot.
Okay.
Shoot, they do. I think I better switch this. I'm gonna put the ladies on top instead of the fellas being on top. How about that?
We do better on top.
Well, good evening. Good
what
evening.
What she said.
Look, did I say that?
Good evening, and good evening.
Mind,
really? That's what we
supposed to
doing?
be absent, then they come back cutting up sideways.
Executive producer just came out popping.
Listen, because y'all know y'all lose your mind.
I know I'm late for the summer, but I'm here with the heat. Really? Oh my God. Really, Dana? Really? Really? I agree with 3. Really? Anywho, let me acknowledge some people.
Dana, let's go.
Y'all.
They lose their mind. Hey.
Hey man, you let the executive producer come back to the studio and come on stage and see what happens.
She came in here cutting up. I think she might need a little act right.
She came in fuego hot.
Right.
Yo, man, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna go on.
Oh man. Good evening. It's Gentlemen After Dark Wednesday. You have to excuse my grown folk now because not they, but some of them are acting really. Usually the word would be mannish, but tonight is womanish.
Hey.
They acting real womanish. All the way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it's my sister, Candace. Good evening to you. Thank you for being here. Very happy to see you. Soul, Body, Mind Detox is in the building, all the way from the YouTube world. Yeah, she says she agrees with 3. No comment. I'm going to be quiet on that one. It's my brother, V-Rod. Busy's in the building. What up, man? He says, good evening, good peeps. What up? It's my sister all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. It's PK, y'all. It's PK. Uh-oh.
Hi, PK.
Yeah. Now I'm going to put the ladies back on the bottom. Should be do. Yeah, there we go.
Hey, we strong either way.
Oh, but so he's saying y'all could be the foundation. Is that what you're saying? Or, I don't know.
Always.
Hey, I like y'all on top.
You strong.
Here we go.
That's what we said.
Here we go.
He got the remote control.
Oh, shoot. Tamara's in the building, y'all, all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. Tamara, I got a bone to pick with you. I heard you was passing out chess pieces. I play chess too. Check.
Oh, man.
Anywho, good evening. Ilona's in the building, y'all. Lolo, what's good with you? She says she missed you guys. We miss you too. Ain't seen you in a minute.
Don't look in the eyes.
And
Don't look in the
last but
eyes.
not least, hey, there's Berdina Garrett. She's in the building. Good evening, Berdina. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. How you guys feeling?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty
Good.
It's
good.
been a long day.
Yeah.
It's been a
Yeah.
long,
Feeling like a champ.
right? Well, look, let me introduce y'all, give y'all a little opportunity to exhale a little bit. So since they like to be on top, let's go ahead and start with them. She ain't been here. She got her hand up, boy. Let me see.
Oh, are
Let me
we
see.
Cowgirl.
grinding tonight?
Cow, cowgirl.
Here we go. Let me see.
Cowgirl.
Who got the good knees? Who got
Bird.
them good knees, huh? Who got the good knees?
Oh,
Hey, the executive producer, she been missing in that. Oh, here we go, y'all. She been missing in action for a minute, but she's here tonight. Y'all
I,
give it up for Miss
yeah.
3.
Don't act innocent now.
Don't act
Hey.
innocent now. All the way from an undisclosed parking lot. I don't know if
Oh,
her
you
and
too?
Mello is in the same car or not, but shoot be do. It's dark
Let
in
me
both
reach over there.
places.
I'm gonna reach over there and touch her.
Flashlight, fuego. Flashlight.
Here we go. All the way from the south side of Arizona. Huh. It's Fuego Fuego.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
This guy here, he froze.
Oh Lord.
I was gonna say Miss Day would be on you. You froze, but you
Well,
good. You good.
she ain't here to unthaw me, so I'm here.
All the way from Memphis, Tennessee, it's the dude Devin.
Send me cute.
No echo.
From the driver's side of Fuego's car, I think it is.
I'm lit up.
I'm right
Hey.
here. I'm driving my own car.
Snoopy Cliff Mellow. And last but not least, I am your host. You know, it's Mr.
Why
Who
you got
That
that shit
himself.
on? Why you got that shit on?
It's
Why
Mr.
you?
Who That himself.
Oh, excuse me. Why you got that shit on, baby?
Really? You just disrespectful. You know, I just had to go ahead and acknowledge
No, you
that
didn't. No, you
beautiful.
didn't.
Yeah. Did anybody watch football beside myself on Sunday? Somebody
The
tell me,
sun
please.
shines on the dog's butt at least once.
Yeah, well, you know, I just had to rep since the week ain't over until tomorrow. I had to do it. I had to do it. You know, shoot, be do. It's how we doing it. It's how we doing it. Uh-huh.
Next
Oh
topic.
man.
We need more context.
Oh, more content. Okay, here we go. How about Bayou Donut?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
No, that's
If
not
there
good
are
enough.
any children listening, fuck you. Turn the radio on.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad you guys all good, man. Thank you for being here. Tanya says she might not make it here, but we want to give Tanya some acknowledgement. Tanya's been working hard, you guys, for a good minute trying to get back employed, get back into the employment world. And today was her first day at her new job. So gonna give Tanya
Oh,
some
nice.
love.
Good.
And we need an APB for my sister, Miss Day.
Right, right.
Where
I
is
reached
you?
out to her. I've been
Because I
looking
called
for
her
her for a
today.
week.
Now, see, that's two people out of here who don't. We got to
Yeah.
spin the block or something.
So, Miss
Right.
Day, we don't know where you at. We've been calling, we've been texting. You ain't responding. Somebody send up a signal flare, smoke signal, some drums, something. I'm about to go to Lamert Park and see if she hanging out over there because you know she like to go there on Sunday. So she better
Right.
She
report
probably
for
out
duty.
spending her bag of money you sent.
Right?
That
Right?
bag.
That bag. Y'all got that bag. Hey. I do want to say this though before we get started this evening, you guys. There's a lot going on in our world, in our society, in our lives. Not stealing any fire from my bro and his words, but I think they are appropriate. Uh, Healing energies and what good vibes, I think it is. Um, we have folks within our community here of Gentlemen After Dark who are going through personal issues. in the hospital, family problems, so on and so forth. So I just wanted to start the show off on a positive note and just reinforce that positive energy and healing energies to everyone. Whether you the grown folk them, whether you the audience, or you just somebody just passing through, got the word and was invited to come and check us out. We are sending you those healing energies. Get better if you're sick, feel better if you're in a different mental state. Take care of self. Get some help if you need it. I just want to send that out to everybody. So that's where we are.
Yes.
Okay. Good. And Mo says, Amen. Thank you, Mo. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So I know we had some tragedies just yet again in the news. Takeoff
Rest in
is his
peace.
name. You know,
Rest in peace.
right? Rest peacefully. Not sure what the exact story is. Keep hearing all these different things. It was over a dice game. It's not over a dice game. Regardless of whatever it is, guess what? Somebody lost their life. Somebody lost their life.
For nothing.
And we got to change that. We got to change that, you guys. The life is short enough as it is. This young man died at such an early age. Life is just beginning, and guess what? He's gone. But something that I did watch, Deion Sanders, for those of us who follow Sanders, Deion is a coach, and he was telling his players that sooner or later, you're going to have to change your address or your zip code. I think he said it was. You're going to have to change it. And I was like, well, what does that mean? And as he was talking, he made sense. He said, you players belong to the school that he's coaching for. You players belong to that school. You're not here for you per se. You're going to make your life different by doing the things that you need to do for the school, playing for it. But when you become the next level, you have to change some of the things that you do. Henceforth, if you are making it big or appear that you're making it big in life, guess what? Some of the things that you used to do, you can't do it. You can't do it with the people that you want to do it with because those guys are the same guys that claim to be your friends or the guys that are coming for you. So just something for us to think about constantly. And, most of us are average people. But for those of us who are fortunate, blessed enough to make it to a different level in life, especially when you're talking about dollars and cents, you got to start doing things that make more sense. SENSE, not the CENTS. You follow me? You dig?
Yeah.
That's my words on that. Shouts out to the Who Dat Nation again, Mello. Sorry. Anywho, let's talk, y'all. Let's talk. I seen a couple of people jumped in all the way from my YouTube world / my Xbox world. I'm trying to bring them up accordingly. The boy Lottie is in the building. What's up, man? What up with you? Thank you for being here. As well
Lottie
as
Dottie. We likes the body.
hey, there you go with Lottie Dottie. Kick, I think that's you. Kick is in the building as well. These are some of my gamer buddies. We have real adult conversation when we playing video games too. So I'm happy to see those guys be here and participate. So thank you guys for being here, man. Appreciate you.
I'll be back soon.
You be back? Let's
Yeah,
get it, man.
one
Let's
more.
get it.
Yeah.
I've been hard and heavy on Conan and DayZ. That's what we've been playing.
Man, I gotta get
Shoot.
on new Call of Duty Modern Warfare too. But
You know what? I used to be into that, but moving right along.
How about that Tecmo Bowl?
Tecmo Bowl. I
Let's
used to
do
be back in the and Ring King. Can we get it? Shoot. Anywho, so tonight's conversation, you guys, we're going to talk about something. I'm going to kind of pick on the ladies first because the phone call that I received today was an intense conversation. And it made me think, as always, I get to thinking like a lot of times I don't really have a set topic of discussion, but I'm always searching and looking for one. So both of my ladies on the panel, I'm going to ask of you to please speak freely, speak honestly, speak transparently, speak. My thought process, you ladies are both raising or raised sons. Yes?
See,
See. That's
Yep.
yes in Spanish. That's SI. See. So the conversation that I had today, it stemmed around relationship type stuff. Sorry, Miss Day, when you hear, I know you're gonna say, we talking about relationships again. Yeah, kind of. But in this situation of a relationship, you guys are raising men or young men. You know what? Let me just put the question up like this. But the question is addressed to the ladies. Here's our question. Can an in-house non-biological parent, that would be the guy, the father, in the lady's case, discipline the child / children, not theirs? So the guys that you are dating or with, you might even be married to them or living with them. Your son or sons are not their kid. Can that guy discipline your child?
if I was dating, there'd have to be a level to it, meaning some seriousness to it. I'm just not going to let somebody that I'm dating discipline my child. But if we're in a serious relationship and it's going somewhere and he's my fiance, whatever, it's that deep, then yeah, we would all sit down together and talk about it and what that means for my son. But yeah, I would want him to be a part of my son's life if that was the case, but it'd have to be levels to it. Like it'd have to be serious. I'm not just going to let somebody I'm dating discipline my child. Hell no. So content wise, it depends.
Okay.
But randomness, and I'm just dating, and I wouldn't even, if I'm just dating, my son's not going to meet them because I don't want that. I don't want that him to just be meeting people. Like I'm not out there like that. And if I was just dating and have fun, they don't get to meet my son still. So it really would have to be a serious relationship moving towards something in order for the three of us, including my son, to sit down and say, this is what this means.
Okay.
So that's my real thought, my real opinion.
Okay. Fuego.
I can't really speak from experience. My boys were already about out of high school once I got divorced, and I haven't had another man around them like that to even have a relationship with them. So, but I echo what she said. It'd have to be a pretty serious relationship for them to be able to discipline or give advice or anything like that with them. So I think it just varies with the type of relationships. Sometimes you have men who have stepped in and practically raised that kid, from a young age, and those circumstances are a little bit different than coming in when the kid's a little older.
Okay. I respect that. Thank you, ladies, both for that. So I'm just going to kick it up a notch. You're not dating. You are together, married, right? You said
Or
take it to the next
long-term
level.
shacking.
Thank you, Mello. Long-term shacking. You're living together. You is together. You sleeping in the room together. Your kid sees y'all coming in and out. They might even heard you get it in. I don't know. Bang, bang.
Rodeo. I see you. I see you.
You heard your mama.
Yeah.
You heard your mama in there moaning and groaning.
They might have seen somebody cook a breakfast butt naked,
Hey, there you go. Like
like
She talking
mama.
about,
like Ving
Ving
Rhymes.
Rhames. Why don't talking about Ving Rhames? You want some breakfast?
Yeah.
I don't even know why I
Really,
got-
mama? Really?
Right.
So
You
my
live in
question remains. Now that you are living in this home together, is the guy that you are with able to discipline your son or sons? And
Yes.
discipline don't have to mean physical. Discipline can be
Right.
verbal
Right.
conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
If you made that commit this long term, you living with me. Yes, but still, I stay on the fact that we
Who
need
is
to
that
all
that said
understand
nope?
what that is
Demi
and have
said
a
no.
discussion and communicate what that would look like.
Right.
Yeah, that's my big thing. If it's long term and stacking up, yeah, he should have um that same role as me. I'm living with somebody that I'm not saying I am. Don't get it wrong. I'm saying if I was living with somebody, put that clarify. If I was
No
living with somebody
judgment. No
that
judgment.
long time,
Chicken.
that long of a time, then yeah, I think it builds respect for my child and that man. If I'm the only one disciplining and every time, something happens, he's like, well, there he go doing his shit and you don't do, and you don't let me handle it. That's a
Yeah.
disrespect towards that man. I'm not showing my son how to respect another man and to have this partnership. I think it's important to have the partnership if we're living together.
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Any
I think it's very individual circumstances and relationships and ages of the kids and I don't know. That's just hard. It just depend on the situation because that could cause a lot of havoc in the home by having those two cross into each other. So I hope I would be able to handle it and whoever I was with would be able to back me up. But I don't know. It just depends on the dynamics of the whole household or the family.
right. And I'm going to go back to Demi right out the gate. Demi said nope. She said no, but then hold on. She says, let the biological parents discipline their own child, excuse me, and the other person needs to stay in their lane, but the child needs to be respectful.
And that's a different
So,
level of content. That's a different level of
but
content because then that depends on your partnership with the biological parent. If you have a
Right.
great partnership, then that's going to work beautifully. And it needs to be a partnership, but does it always happen? No. And then on the other spectrum, you got ignorant ass dad, whoever that could be, that you don't want. You're like, nah, because he disciplines very harsh or wants to always whoop a
Right.
child. So I think it's going to depend. Demi's probably, that's her perspective, and there's some content to that. Age is content. It just depends on a lot of factors.
Yeah. It
Because if
does.
right.
the biological parent is in there supportive and yeah, definitely let's go to the biological parents first and have that decision made. But if I'm living with somebody, we should all be a part of that. But the biological parents are the ones, rightfully so, they do the primary discipline. But I'm gonna need my partner that I'm living with to be the follow-up, because if I'm not living with the dad and we've all made a decision like this is going to be the disciplinary action, there's got to be follow-up. And if he's not
Yeah,
Right.
there every day, I need that my partner to know, here's what we decided biologically. This is what me and his dad decided. But here's how you gonna help follow up on that. Because we need to be
Right.
it needs to be a partnership.
right. And what if I take the kid out somewhere and they get the wilding out? Am I supposed to? Oh, wait till your mama get home, or your daddy pick
Right.
you up this weekend. I'm not that dude. But
No,
if it's a
I think
badass
that
kid
your
anyway,
respect
I'm
level.
not. I'm not sticking around anyway. So,
Right. Right.
One
Right.
on.
because I know how I was
It don't
raised,
matter
and
how
I
good it
was
is, you gone.
no, exactly,
Right.
exactly. So yeah,
So
it's
again, let me keep kicking it up then, because keep kicking it up. Wait for the biological. The biological don't live here. My dollars and cents is paying these bills over here
exactly,
or helping
That's
pay
I
exactly,
was
these
gonna say
bills,
that.
right?
exactly.
So let's let the biological dollars and cents take care of him or them, and then I'll just worry about what I got going on over here. Is that Is that the
Yeah.
message that we're sending?
Yeah, because when I bring home McDonald's and that little kid be looking at me, oh no, buddy, you got to get your own. Is that what
Now,
you want me to do, Miss Demi? Is that what you want me to do?
when the
Because
hell, man?
I'm this dude. Oh yeah,
But you want some?
You
Open
want
your
that
mouth.
right.
chicken nugget? Oh no, buddy. You gotta
Like,
wait for your
no,
daddy to
I
no,
come
think
over
no.
here. That's petty.
I
What
think
is
if
Patty
it's someone
son.
in the house, I think if it's someone in the household that's, paying bills and, supporting that child to live there, that he could have every right to say something like, you fucking something up in my house, I'm going to discipline you, if it's a situation like that. Like, and like you said, it's not always hands on. Sometimes it's some
Right.
other form of discipline. I was a very hands on mother raising my boys, but it doesn't always have to be that. But
right?
McDonald's is a privilege.
Look, it used to be.
Right. Shoot,
Once upon
McDonald's,
we
boy.
got food
I
at
don't even
home.
want to go. It's $16,
Right.
boy. Before you know it, and all I got is
Man, by myself.
we got McDonald's at the house.
hold on, man. That's
Loaf of
$32
bread.
for me and you. Oh no, bro.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it. But oh shoot.
But you know
Um,
what? I think that when you got now, this is just something that I've tried. It didn't. If it had actually happened, it would. I think it would have worked, but it didn't. But I think that if you have two parents that have a child together, and both of them they split up for whatever reason, and they move on, they end up with another person. All four of them grown folk need to get somewhere and sit down and have a conversation about what we're gonna do about these children that all four of us is in this child's life. How are we, the two biological parents should be like, okay, this is how we set forth to raise this child. A and B, that's this we're letting y'all know how we're raising the child so that y'all can aid and assist us in raising this our biological child, which is a child that we're all going to be a part of this child's
Right.
life. So if we
Right.
keep touching the agree and the child knows that, oh, they're gonna take advantage of
Yeah.
it. That's what children do. They're manipulative people,
Yep.
not by nature, but because they see, hey, if I want something, this is how I get it. So I'm gonna do this. And they don't really look at the consequences because they don't have an adult mind frame. So we as adults have to get together and be in cahoots, if you will, and then we kind of formulate a game plan because it's actually us versus them. Because the children is the one getting together plotting, oh, what if we do this? Wait till mom and them leave and this and the third. We don't do that.
Yeah.
We be like, look, what when the light bill do? Okay, yeah, all right. What we gonna eat for dinner? We be trying to make sure we take care of the household. They be trying to figure out how they can have their fun. My children's mother, she remarried, and the guy came over here. We didn't have any problems, and he was like, I just want to talk to you without her present. She had a problem with me, so whatever I said, it was like I don't listen to him. But he was like, no, it's gonna take all of us to raise these children because I'm around them, you around them. That's their mother, you their father, you got somebody, she's around them. So we need to everybody was on the same page except for
Yeah.
the mother. And that's why I say that's what if we could have done it like that, I think it would have worked out a lot better. But
Yeah.
I mean, we was on the same page. I said, look, man, if my son wants to play football and my daughter wants to play cheerleading, do cheerleading or whatever the case is, and you could be taking them and helping paying the money and stuff like that. Yeah, let's make this happen. You tell me what I need to do to help you help me and her raise them because at this point they were living with her. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about, we keep saying it, we harp on it. It's all about communication. And it has to be the communication that we have as adults from an adult mind frame in an adult space without the chilling. Y'all remember how y'all go in the back and play Nintendo? Grown folks are here talking. You see what I'm
that was
saying?
Atari in my day. Atari.
Oh well, yeah.
That
Nintendo,
that's putting
Sega Genesis. We
that's
out Game Boy. Like it's 9 cousins here. Y'all want to share a Game Boy? It's 9 of us in one room, and it's musty. But anyway,
Ooh.
y'all remember
in
that?
in an ideal world that would be the
Right.
best for the situation, but
It rarely
realistically, a lot of times they don't put the kid first. You know what I mean? They have their own hurt, their own selfishness and all that. So, and them kids know how to play the parents against each other,
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
how my ex my kid's mom was when I told her when she had the, well, I'm a date and I'm gonna do this. I said, that's cool. If it ever gets serious, I need to sit down and have a talk with
Yeah.
the guy.
Right.
Because like you said, if it's gonna be that serious, there's certain expectations
Right.
that we need to have. Disciplining would be a part of that conversation. And when
Right.
I got with Troy, Troy wanted to initiate that with my kid's mom, and my kid's
Mhm.
mom was like, no, I don't want
Nope.
to.
Exactly.
And she couldn't understand, like, why would, if I'm gonna be around her
Right.
kids, why wouldn't she want to meet me?
Because
I'm
that's
like,
her.
Sure.
That's
yeah,
It
children.
had everything to
exactly,
do with you, nothing to do with her or the children. It was
exactly,
all about
That's
you.
her.
Whatever resentment or spitefulness she felt towards you, she that's where it
yeah,
manifested.
exactly.
You just didn't want to. I do that's
But
what I went through. The exact same thing.
Just wasn't ready.
That's all.
Yeah.
So since we
I went through
all
the
are,
same thing with my stepkids. I couldn't tell them nothing. Like their mom would be on my head, and they they lived in my, well, it was my home that they were coming to, and I couldn't tell them kids nothing,
right,
nothing. She wasn't
since we
having it.
since we all are for the most part grown, except for one of us, one of us is still a baby, but I'm not gonna tell y'all which one.
Fuego.
One of us is still a baby, but I'm not gonna say which one. Let's see if you guys remember when you were gonna go spend the night at somebody's home. Your mom or your dad allowed you to go spend the night at other people's houses.
Mm-hmm.
My mom always gave the speech to us, me and my sister directly.
don't pee
Don't
in the
go over
bed.
there.
Yeah,
Don't be in the bitch.
you better not go over the pee.
Don't go over there. Don't be embarrassing to me. Don't show your ass, basically. Right. But then she would tell the person, the parent, whoever that we were going to spend a weekend with, she
Mm-hmm.
would tell them if they
You
are
can
out of
whoop them.
line,
You can whoop
whoop
them.
them. That's what
Booty
my
if you
mama
have
would
to.
say. When you whoop them, don't bring them back here and whoop them. I'll take care of them when they get back here, but whoop them. So if our parent, I know mine's did, relinquished
Mine.
that responsibility to a non-biological parent, not even the parent. What's the difference?
That's when a village was a real village. The village now that people use, quote, it takes a village to reach. That's a old African proverb. Like that was real to us then. The village was our community. Village was our neighborhood. So our back in the day, we lived by that. That's how we kept each other strong. But the
Right.
village now is too many rules. With the village now, don't touch my child. Don't. It's just too many rules. That's the difference. There's too many rules now compared to old school when the village was really the village. When you, like you said, you go down the street, they're like, you act the fool. I know Miss Ross gonna handle it. So act the fool if
Yeah,
you want.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Snoopy Cliff
But
mama, his mama didn't have to wait for my mama to give permission. It was already pre-granted. It
are
was
you?
a known fact. It is act up if you want to. Ruby Lewis was gonna check us all like we was all her kids, and vice versa. That went for Miss Porter, Miss Thomas, Miss Burrows. It didn't matter
Right.
whose
And
mama it
them.
was. It,
And them. Yep.
And
your
them.
mama was my mama was your mama. Now, on the flip side of that, my dad didn't live with us growing up. My mama was the disciplinarian. You couldn't threaten me with my dad. Okay, whatever. But you say, mama? Oh, please don't do that. Don't call my mama. And I remember a time where my dad was like, yeah, you acting up in school. I'm gonna come over there. You're not gonna do nothing. You don't live here.
Right.
You don't live here. That was the resentment part for me to my dad. You don't live here. So you're not gonna do anything. So my mom ended up doing what? Reaching out to my uncle, which was my dad's brother.
Mm.
He got the ultimate respect. And he's not my biological. So what do? I agree with you. The whole village part, yeah. But at the same time, sometimes our opinions or our views become warped.
Well, Demi says something that's really real. The world has
This
changed.
part right here. Oh,
No, the
not that one.
the
That
world
laughter.
has
I'm like,
changed
huh?
and abuse is alive. Yeah. So
Right.
you can't handle these village can't handle the kids the way we used to, because all
How,
it takes is a phone call.
however, though, however, the world has changed and the abuse is alive. But the
Yeah.
abuse don't necessarily come from outside. The
Right.
True.
abuse can come from
Inside
inside.
and outside. It could fluctuate and you be like, I don't want to deal with nobody. You got to
It,
deal with that
it,
too.
it could be the mama that sees that her dude is wailing on her kids unnecessarily and she does nothing. That's abuse.
Yeah.
It could be the mama who stands here knowing that her kid is disrespectful as all left shoes, right shoes together on the wrong foot, whatever. And guess what? Don't touch my kid. That ain't yours.
It could be the mama. It could be the mama who gets so tired of saying, "Okay, I keep telling you, I keep telling you, I've done it." It could be the mama, like, "I keep telling you," and then you end up pressing, like slamming them up against the wall and pressing them, like, "I told you, don't f with me. I told you. You
Right.
think I'm playing?" It could be that single mama.
Right. Yeah, because
I,
like you guys already said, we know that children, especially depending on what age they are,
Mhm.
oh, they know how to play the game. They gonna play you versus him versus you, y'all versus them versus us. They gonna play the game. What we gonna do?
You gotta have a united front.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of just to deal with that question and touch on what we were just talking about the village. It says that yeah, it takes a village to raise a child. I think where that whole village mentality got messed up at is we we think that or we thought that it takes a village to raise a child, but it really takes a village to raise a child, and then it takes the village to maintain that village. That child won't be a child for long. So what happens is if the whole village can go upside my head if I'm cutting up, okay. But what happens when I do good? Is the whole village there saying, "Yay!" And that wasn't happening.
Right.
The only thing the village was so called good for was to discipline a child when they're doing something wrong. Everybody on this street can whoop me if I got bad grades or I'm doing something wrong. I'm still at the grocery store. But is the whole street gonna be there when I graduate from high school? Is the whole street gonna be there when I have my first child, when I get my first job? You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Or are they gonna just wait till I die and then show up at the funeral and say, "Oh, he showed you look like yourself." You see what I'm saying? It's
But
like we can't pick and choose. If it's gonna take the village to raise a child, it's gonna take the village to raise a child, to love the child, to nurture the child. And then when that child becomes an adult and becomes an active member in this village, we have to keep this village together to maintain itself. You see what I'm saying? And I think what happened is when we go into the part about the abuse, it's like, well, you know what? Mr. Such and such or Miss So and so saw my child cutting up down the street and they got on. Oh, okay, good. But what happens if that person was angry at something else and they took that anger out on your child because they saw them doing something that they didn't like that they had within themselves? I see you cutting up, child. You doing something that I don't like about myself. So I'm gonna try to beat it out of myself by putting my hands on you because you were in the wrong at that point. And so when that child goes home and said, "But I didn't do nothing," they didn't mean they didn't do nothing all the time. Sometimes they mean it wasn't really as bad as they trying to make it seem. Also, you calling an adult a lie? There's that split right there. Now it's like, okay, with a child, I don't want to tell my parents nothing because they gonna take the other adult's side. What if the other adult is wrong? There's another part of the abuse. So now the child gonna say, well, you know what? When I grow up and I have my own children, ain't nobody finna put their hands on my child. Did we not just get to that part of the conversation? You can't put your hand on my child. Why? Because they may have experienced something, and now they say, well, when I get into that position where I have that type of control, I'm not going to let this happen because this is what happened to me. And there's the real
And I,
in the go ahead.
And I'm glad you brought up the balance of the village, because that's what, that's what we need to do when we reach out to each other, to say, man, stop it through here, because I can't teach my son how to be a man, right?
Right.
And let's say his dad is at work, and I'm like, oh, come swing through. You need to have a conversation with Marcus. But I like that you said the balance, because we need to do a better job as parents and as a village in celebrating. Like you're saying, like, why not send out the mass group text message to the family and your friends, like, yo, village, I need you to help me celebrate, because this just happened with my child. He just won 4 games in his tournament this past weekend. They swept whatever that is. Or, he just aced his test and he doesn't like school. So call him up, celebrate. Like, I think we're missing that piece a lot. We don't celebrate, the village doesn't celebrate a lot, but we're quick to come and help. And like you said, not necessarily the physical sense, but the discipline area. We're quick to have each other's back like that. But then again, how many of us were taught to celebrate? When you think about how we were raised, we were taught to let's discipline so they don't get out of control. But you rarely heard village say, hold on, we need to celebrate for X, Y, and Z. So thank you for bringing that up, because that's a very good point.
I'm looking at what Mo just said. It's so sad that we have stories about villages, but today they know nothing about being a part of a village. I'm gonna give Mo this, because it's our responsibility to have our kids be a part of a village.
That's funny you say that. I just asked Marcus, because he came down. Sorry to interrupt you, but he just came downstairs to eat, and I put my mic on mute. But I said, do you have a village? Do you know what a village is? And at first he shook his head, and I said, who's your village? He was like, my family. So maybe there is a sense, maybe they don't identify the word as much, but then when he thought about it, he was like, oh, my village is my family.
Right.
This is a language barrier.
And even with that, the family doesn't have to be the immediate, my mama, my grandmother, my auntie. The family could be Miss So-and-so down the street, because I play with her son. Myself, Snoopy Cliff Mello, our borders started off right there in 1823, the little apartment complex. And then as we grew up, it started expanding. Miss Brown across the street, Miss Shipman, 2 doors down, Miss Taylor the next block over. We had certain boundaries. Where you going? I'm just going down to Wang's house, mama.
Right.
All right. Don't have me come down there looking for you.
And if I come down there, you better be there.
But that was our village. And that's why even to this day, we still know each other's parents. They still get that ultimate respect. I ain't afraid of them no more, but I still got my fears. Because guess what? I know my mama is quick to hit. Pow! Oh.
Yeah, right.
Now come on, mama. You wasn't gonna hurt me with that one. But
psychological warfare.
Hey.
Psychological warfare. I know it don't hurt, but next time it will be like, what you mean you gonna do it again?
Shoot.
Yeah. So,
but then when I even think about it, even just kind of gazing over the panel, here we are, we're talking amongst ourselves. The majority of our panel is power to the people. Fuego is power to the people too. She just don't know it. But what happens when you're in a mixed relationship? Biracial.
Yeah. Difference of culture.
Look at Tyler, as we think about that, look at Tyler's comment about kids give us a second chance to be better us. I love that. Absolutely.
There you go. All the way from the YouTube world. Tyler, what up? Crucial. Another one of my gaming community friends.
Gaming village.
The gaming village. Wow, look at you. I might have to create a clan. The gaming village. But it's the truth. Kids do give us a second chance. They give us a second chance at our own childhood. The things that we didn't get to do, we do that with our kids, right?
Absolutely.
But we can't vicariously relive our childhood through
Come
our
on, man.
children. Because you got that too. Like, I never got the chance to play basketball. You gonna go, you gonna play ball, you gonna start. You be like, man,
Yeah.
I
That's
want to, I want
sports.
to draw. I don't want to play basketball, Dad. You
Right,
know,
right,
you got to be on point. It's all about balance and communication.
right. And you take the good with the bad. What's the song? You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have what?
The
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 facts
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 of
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 life.
life.
life. The facts of life. Come on, Tootie, come through with it.
Tootie Nim, you hear me?
Come on, Tootie, come on through
Oh
with it.
man,
But it's the truth. Jocelyn says, my mom is from Central America, and my bio father was black, and I was raised through the school year. What? I was raised through the
school year.
school year, excuse me, one way, and then would go to the North Carolina and New York during the summer. And it, whatever that was. Oh, it was different. Ta-da, there was the other part. And it was different. Yeah. Because each parent was doing something different.
Right.
I even with my daughter is 20. My daughter is 20 years old and now has a passport. She's about to take her first trip out of the country without her dad. Like, wait, whoa, hold on. I'm proud of her. I want her to go and see the world. Myself and Snoopy Cliff Miller, we've talked to our children about that. Like, don't get locked down with relationships and all of that. Go see some stuff. I had to wait till I became a grown up before I saw some stuff.
Grown ass man.
Grown
Hello.
ass man.
And now I'm really trying to see some stuff. Like, for real, for real, for real. Like, all of
The
that I
food is
missed.
just different in other places. You like, wait a minute, this is what y'all chicken tastes like.
Come on, man.
Okay, it's just
Come on.
different. You need but you can't experience it until you get there and see it for yourself.
Yeah, my kids just got back from Europe, and my son, I was like, "Well, how the girls look over there?" They went to France, Italy, London, and Greece, and
Damn,
he was like, "The French girls, they style is different, Dad." I could,
different style.
Right.
right, it's just different, but that's what, as Anna just said, you got to get out to really know what you like and what you're attracted to. That little block is not the end all be all.
Right.
Right. There it is. You teach them. And that's what the living through it all. But, reeling us back into the whole how this all started, it don't matter who you with.
Who you
Sooner
at?
or later, you're gonna be with who you gonna be with. We all got kids, for the most part. We all got some kids or a child. If you're
Sure.
committed to that person or that person's committed to you, if I'm good enough to pay the bills towards this child, then I should be able to have some disciplinary rights, if you will, whether that child is mine or not. Now, yeah, the best interest of the child should be at heart, not to be whooping up on some kid just because it just seems like the fun thing to do.
Right.
But if it's entitled discipline required, hey, like I said, it don't necessarily have to be physical. It could be some words of discipline. Like, what is that? You messing up. Your mom asks you to do
Yeah.
something, You might even try to interfere for the mom. Didn't she tell you to go take out the trash? And he
Right.
don't just be disrespectful. Now what? Oh, you know what? Let me just be quiet. I ain't gonna say nothing. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Balance.
Style
Yeah.
Saver says it. Balance. Texas, what up,
Yeah.
man? What up with you? Secret says, I tell my daughter, even though she will be 7, I want her to be better than I am. Absolutely, man. Come on.
Definitely.
I think all parents, any
Right.
good parents want their children to be better than them, to live better than them, have better jobs, better education, and just be
Yeah.
all around better people. Because it's like
Yeah.
I know I didn't have a chance to do this, but you do. You
Yeah.
know. but I can't
Right.
force you to be that either. You see what I'm saying? Because what they say about leading the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. But they have to be thirsty in order for them to drink. So if you lead them there, that doesn't mean that they're gonna drink just because you led them there. But when they get
Right.
thirsty, they know where it's at now.
That
But
part.
then you
Yeah.
have the spectrum of the community where it's just generational and they don't know how to give their children different because that's all they know. So then we continue these cycles of I don't know how to go out and see the world. I don't know how to go from Central and Imperial to the beach that I've never been to because all I've known is this end of the world. And that's the harder part sometimes. How to get those families in groups to get children to want to see the world, to get them to want more for their children.
Right.
But when you
But
don't know
it
more than what you
that
know, that's hard.
but that's where the community I think
Yep.
comes into play too. And what I mean by that, even in the schools, because some of us, even at this 2022, are lost in despair because of how the environment in which they raised in. That's all they know, and the schools are not here in the quote unquote hood, ghetto, whatever word you choose to use. It's not the same as the West Side, Beverly Hills, blah blah blah. They're not exposed to certain things. They don't cut programs. I don't know how many times I've heard um, they've cut programs. With the music, by the time I got to high school in Granada Hills, which was the suburbs, they cut out woodshop.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I was bused to that neighborhood, but guess what happened in the hood? They damn sure didn't have it there.
Mhm.
Right.
Music, all of that stuff. So then you left to do. You got to make up stuff. Bullying and the gangs, all that stuff plays a part, and that's what sucks them in. And that's where it has to change. And those of us who have made it out or to a better environment, that's where we do have to come back. I speak to my kids. You have to take care of the less fortunate. You really do.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? Crime got cars. You have to show some compassion. When people feel you're not compassionate, they're gonna want to take your stuff.
Mhm.
And we can stop that. And it starts at the home. It starts in the school. You gotta care.
Mo said, I don't remember you at GHS, HHS, G House in
Uh,
the building. Yeah.
86 to 89, my dear. 86 to 89.
Shoot, beat do. I'm not gonna date myself.
Hey, man,
You want me to tell yours?
I imagine
83
that's
to
a high school,
86,
man.
83 to 86. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah, but no, that's the truth. Like you just said, three about what you say, Imperial to what?
Oh,
Yeah,
I from Imperial to the beach.
to
Half
the
the
beach.
city hasn't even been to the beach, which is local.
Hmm.
You know?
Are those streets over there?
Hey,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
So when you was in what was we in? Junior high school, or I was in junior high school. Uh and you riding to no, maybe that wasn't even junior high school, was it? Might have been elementary. Going to the LA Zoo. We rode bicycles
Yep.
from
You
18th
roll
and Western, 18th and Western, all the way to the LA Zoo. No BS. Took
Yeah,
us
we were
all day to
adventurous.
get there, but we did that.
Hey, we
Yes, indeed.
skateboarded to the beach.
Skateboard to the beach. We did, y'all remember, get on the bus and go to where? You was going to the Fox Hills Mall, you was going to the South Bay Galleria, because we was our own, like you said, the village, the community. We function within our circle,
And
all the
we could
kids.
trust and we could trust the systems to get us there. And we knew we were safe. Now, uh, most parents don't put their kids on the bus to go to no mall or because everything that happens on the bus or everything that happens around that has changed so drastically.
Yeah.
Hey, but I saw some kids getting jacked for their shoes on the bus. So I mean, I honestly think it was rougher for us back then. I'm sorry.
Right, right, right.
We ain't had nobody.
Right. But and
In
again,
some
that's
ways, that's true.
where the community, the kids that grew up together, we walked to school together,
Exactly.
right? We going to
19
elementary
deep every
school,
morning. Just
and you got the kids from Mount Vernon
Right.
coming
The
down to
bullies.
try to bully the elementary kids.
Right.
I'll
Tell
never forget.
probably saw me in Red Eye. She said Hawthorne was her spot. She probably saw me working at Red Eye in Hawthorne.
Hawthorne, there you go. We all stayed in there. Shoot. Go there and get that round table pizza. Uh-oh.
That part.
Uh-oh. But you know, we stuck together. And that's the whole thing.
hmm
We stuck together as a group. We still sticking together. Ruther is our neighbor from across the street. That's Miss Brown's son,
Yep.
one of her
Another
sons.
another
Come
one
on,
on the Drew.
on the Drew, right? And it's refreshing to see all the kids that are still alive and kicking and doing what needs to be done. We laugh and joke about how we grew up and how our parents gave us a hard time. But guess what? Some of that is we giving it to our own kids to a certain degree with some relative freedom at the same time. So
Yeah,
I
my
don't know.
kids are pampered.
Well, hey,
Yeah,
all of us
yeah,
are.
My kids
they are.
pampered.
Oh, man.
I'm. I can admit that.
Sasha's been
Yeah.
picked up and
So
dropped
can
off
I.
and dropped off and picked up.
Thank you. My daughter would take a Uber before. Really? A bus, Dad? A bus?
Yeah.
I ain't been on the bus
Yeah.
so many years. I'm like, how you catch it? Where the bus stop at? I don't even know.
Right.
I had to do this to the bus.
That's
Like,
true.
is that how you get on there? Because things change now. Bus cars, like what? No.
You're right.
Sasha don't want no tokens. She just started doing this Uber thing because she does like a little nanny job 3 days out of the week. And you know, it's like, girl, you're gonna have to get there the best you can. I done rode a beach cruiser, skateboarded, walked. I done walked from 18th and Western to Jim Gilliam Park. Walk. Working for the summer youth program. Ain't got no money, but I'm trying to go get some.
Mhm.
You're
walk.
right. That part.
Walking through the jungle. Who does that?
I got
I
some
did.
other jungle stories.
Wait, now I have to ask. Please excuse my supreme ignorance. Are you talking about that? Are you talking about that apartment complex from Training Day?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
so
Yes, sir.
around here we had a few of them too. He's like, man, you walk to them? I'm like, yeah, my cousin stay over there. Keep on going, you know. Stop, get your chips, and keep on going to the can later. So I just had to have a reference point. I knew I figured that's what you were talking about.
You
But
learn to do
too.
things safely.
You're right.
You don't go bobbing and weaving through it,
Yeah.
but you going to shoot up La Brea and walk up all the way up and then cut across the field. And you did the same thing going home because that was the
You
safest
did.
thing to do
Yeah,
at
because
that
if you
time.
hear where you from, homie, yeah, that might be a little too
Man.
late. It might be time to start running.
Hey, but you
Might
know
be
what?
time to start running.
It was crazy because we used to walk home, police used to pull up on us with the question like, you know what I'm saying, what set you claim?
Wow.
Oh,
man.
gangbang. Let me see your
Wow.
tattoos. I'm like, dude, I'm 15. But because I had on a blue shirt and there were certain street organizations at the school that had just got to fighting, which I wasn't even at school. I was on my way home. Hey, anybody that they see, oh yeah, that's a gang member. Pull up on them. They hop out. They're like, I ain't got to worry about the gang members. The police is the biggest gang in the city. And they walking up talking about, so what set you claim?
Right.
Some of them was gang affiliated. I'm just telling you what I know from experience. I'm like, wow, this is nuts. So it's definitely a crazy world. Because police supposed to be the people who do what? Serve and protect.
Serve and protect. Yeah,
They
okay.
serving our ass, protecting themselves.
Look, y'all see my baby girl? She said, I wish I would get on the bus. See?
Right. See that part.
See?
Booze
Rosa
jet out.
fought for you to be able to get on this here bus. And
Right.
I wish I would get on the bus. Yeah.
And the bus drivers with you see dude knocked it laid out when she spit on him. The bus drivers, everybody with it, man. It's just weird. Just weird.
Most of them
That's
walking
funny.
up to the village. Ooh, I remember that. Going to the village. 37th.
Oh,
37th
the village ain't even the same no more.
it ain't even the village.
What gentrification?
You're right. It ain't even the village.
What is that? Jefferson? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another one of them spots. Where you going? We're going to the village. But
Hmm.
needless to say, you guys, it is definitely something for us to think about, for those, especially in relationships, where both parents are not the biological parents. I do respect the thought process. It is levels to all of this. Yeah, you don't just want to turn over or relinquish your parental rights to just any old body. But I do say that we do have to be uh, more aware of what we say and how we say it in front of our kids when it comes to the disciplinary actions of the children from any grown up that's in our world. If that person is living in the house, they dropping dollars and cents in the house. Come on, man. They should be able to say something to this child. They really should.
Yeah.
That's just me. So Snoopy Cliff Mello, he looked like he's got out the car. He left Fuego by herself over there. What you got to
Wow.
say, man?
He looked too like he.
Mellow,
You
I'm in
could
a Home Depot parking lot for reals.
Right?
I really am.
flash your lights. Let me see.
I told you, flash your
You're
lights.
stupid. I wish I was in California.
Oh shoot. That's
Hey, I
funny.
just want to say I love y'all. See y'all next week. Y'all be safe.
Love you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Healing energy.
Healing energies. That's what's up.
Yeah, I received
Good
that.
night.
There
Whoop,
you go.
there it is. Well, you guys got anything else on your mind?
I think we executive producer did we cover all of the points, all the bases?
We did. We covered everything pertaining to discipline and the third party.
Oh,
Um,
before you, I don't
covered
want to cut
that.
you off. I only want
And
to say
it's
this.
been
Oh, go ahead.
beautiful looking at all the flashback comments that people remember for the LA crew.
Right.
Um, so yeah, we've covered everything.
I did want to add something. I know you know when you asked the question initially, it was to the sisters, but the thing about that is, if you're gonna have somebody to discipline your child, even if it's you got to make sure you have discipline also,
Mm,
because steel sharpens steel. You can't sharpen a piece of metal with a piece of wood. You see what I'm saying? So even if that person could be a great person, but they lack discipline, so they really are not the best person to discipline that child, because when you're disciplining a child, you're not just whooping, but just period. You're trying to instill discipline. If you don't have it, how can you give me something you don't have? And I think that's another a major component that it wasn't there or it's not there sometimes, but you got this person trying to give that to somebody and they don't have it. So that child may be looking at it like, how you gonna tell me to clean up and you don't clean up? How you gonna tell me to do this and you don't do it? You don't lead by example, but you tell it's like do what I say and not what I do. That's not right. So that was the only thing I wanted to add to that, is that make sure that whoever is disciplining the children, they have a sense of discipline themselves.
hmm
Let me
It's
say
not what you say, it's how you say it.
how you
Right.
say it. Shouts out to my guy Bobcat. His wife jumped on and said, "My husband is an awesome stepfather. My son respects him more than his biological dad. It's sad to say, but true."
Yeah.
Erica followed up with her comment, "My daughter's bonus dad treats her just like his own, discipline and
That's
all."
awesome.
So let me get that to those dads, because at the end of the day, it's the well-being of the child. Don't get me wrong, you guys. There are some tainted souls out there who are on some BS, but it's our job as parents to protect our children, whether they are our biological child or our um, bonus child, if you will. Because step to me is just a dumb word.
Yeah.
What is
It's
step?
ugly.
It's just dumb. And I learned that as a kid when my dad got remarried, and you know, my stepmother. That's what we. Hi, stepmama. It just sounded dumb. So
Y'all was saying that.
yeah. So my dad basically said, "Look, you can either call her P or you can call her mom. Whatever felt good for you was good for him.
Right.
So naturally, you just call her mom. I got a mama. I got a mom. I got that. There is a distinct separation that I know, but I don't refer to my bonus mother as my stepmom even at this point in my life. So again, shouts out to you dads that are stepping up.
Yeah, shouts out.
Huh?
I said yes. Shouts
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Yes.
Shouts out to those guys, man, because that's a big deal. And it is a difficult task to do. Sometimes it's a challenge in itself. And for you children that are watching the show, don't be difficult to your parents, whether they are your biological parent or not. I guess Devin said he had to go give some chicken. Oh, he's back.
Oh.
I'm
I
sorry.
guess
I don't even
Devin.
know what
I guess,
happened.
I guess Devin had to go give some chicken in
No, no.
That was quick. That was quick.
You know what? I gotta tell y'all a story, but let's
I'm
be
your
after this.
minute man.
Oh,
I gotta tell y'all a story after we get off the air.
oh. Anywho, y'all make me sick. I love you guys, man. I love you guys. Oh, shoot. Ruther says, I'm still raising kids that are not biologically mine. Man, shouts out to you, Ruther. That's what's up, bro. Because guess what? Most of us have children or a child.
Yeah.
All that chicken.
We going into these relationships with. So how many kids you got? Boy, I got carry the one, count my fingers and my toes. Yeah, we got kids. So if y'all don't have nothing else, man, I don't have nothing else. I think tonight's a great conversation. It was real talk. If you are one of those individuals who are blocking your blessings by not allowing the proper form of discipline to happen with your child or children from their non-biological parent, I'm talking about the one that lives in there and they paying the bills, you might want to reevaluate yourself. You might want to reevaluate you. I ain't here to tell you what to do. There's no judgment over here, but that's something to think about. It really is, especially when you look back at your childhood and you remember how it was for you. Like we said, if you went to spend the night at somebody else's house, mama gave a whole breakdown of what to do, what not to do. Hey, who am I? That's our time, you guys. We appreciate you for being here. You could be anywhere you wanted to be, but you chose to be here with us. You okay, 3?
Thank
What you was
you.
I was singing. You said something and it made me sing a song.
Oh,
When
what was
I
you saying?
look back over my life and I think things over,
Look at that,
I
boy.
can truly say that I've been blessed. I got a testimony. Y'all better sing along,
Come
church.
on now, boy. We're gonna have to do a
Come on,
karaoke
church.
night, boy. We're gonna have to do a
we go.
karaoke night up in here.
We go.
Shoot, be do.
Ooh.
Anywho, from the desert to the sea and to all the cities in between, we'd like to thank y'all for being here with us. This show, or this episode, shall I say, has come to a close. Y'all have a good evening.
Good night. Good night.
Peace.